Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I'm so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Today we are doing a lower body yoga sculpt class. So roll out your mat, hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, and we'll hop right into it. Now we're going to begin our class on our hands and knees in our tabletop pose. Bringing wrists underneath of the shoulders, knees underneath of the hips. We'll spread the fingertips out nice and wide and really press into the ends of the fingers. So we're grounding down through the palms. With our in-breath, we'll shine the chest forward as we lift the eyes and the tailbone up towards the ceiling. And with our exhale, we'll press into the ground as we arch up through the mid-back. Tuck the chin to the chest and the tailbone under. We'll move back and forth with our breath through our cat-cows. In breath to lift up, lowering the stomach towards the floor. Exhale to round in tight and arch up through the spine. Moving back through our tabletop, we'll scoot our right knee into center so that we can pick up the left leg, press it back behind. We'll point the toes down to the floor and find our balance here. Once we do so, we can pick up our right hand and reach it out in front of the body. Now we'll pause here and find that breath again. Engaging through the core. And now we'll take our hand and our foot in opposite directions as we sweep them out to our side. So that left foot will go out to our left side, toes point up to the top of the mat. And our right hand will go out to our right side. Now we'll bring them back in over top of the mat so they're reached out in front of the shoulder and back behind the hips. Sweep them out to the side. And out in front again. Moving slow and controlled and trying to keep the hand and the foot up at the same height as we have them in front and behind, out to our sides. We'll do one more. And back. Drop the right hand down. We'll take the left toes over to the right side of our mat. Drop them down. And now finding a little bit of a side stretch, we'll look over our right shoulder back at those left toes. Good. Bring the eyes forward. We'll lift up the left and drop the left knee down, wiggling out the hips as we come back to a neutral spine. And for our other side, scoot the left knee in so we can extend the right leg back behind. Those toes are down to the floor. Finding the balance. And then we'll pick up our left arm and take it out in front, reaching forward and back with the heel. Now, same thing on this side. We'll sweep the arm out to the side, reach the toes towards the top of the mat, and bring them around, back over top of the mat, and out to the side. Focusing on controlled movements as we engage through the core. And try and keep the hand and the foot up. And we'll do one more. Bring the hand back in and set it down. Our right toes will move over to our left side. Drop the toes down. Look over the left shoulder, back towards the foot. Good. Eyes forward again. We'll pick up the right, and then we're going to bring it in line with the hip. So the heel is still pressed back behind, and then we'll drop the toes straight down from where they naturally are on the body. Now, grounding into those toes, we'll press back. So we're stretching up the calf and the back of the leg. Shift the weight back into our hands so we can bring our right knee in. We'll wiggle out the hips. And we'll pick up the left knee again. Come back to a neutral place and drop the toes directly down from there. And we'll send the hips back, so we're stretching up the back of our left leg. Shifting forward again and bringing that left knee back down. Now walking the hands in as we lift up onto our knees. It may be helpful to grab a blanket to set under your knees if they start talking to you at this point, because we're going to be here for just a little while longer. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll pull the shoulders back and down. And now, engaging through the front of the body, we'll be nice and stiff like a board. Core is pulled in and taut as we shift back and move forward. Now, it may be easier on you to tuck the toes under. It may be easier on you to have the toes flat, kind of depending on how you're feeling in your body today. We'll do again, shifting back and bringing us forward again. We'll do two more like this. Shifting back and coming forward, kind of figuring out where our limits are. Moving back only as far as we can then pull us back up. Good. Coming over the knees again. Now, maybe this time it'll be easier with the toes because we are going to add another element, and having the toes there to grip the ground will help with the stability. But again, it may not be as comfortable to have your toes tucked. We'll reach the arms out in front of the body, starting with our left hand. As we shift back, we're going to open up through our left side and reach back with the left hand. As we shift forward, bring the left hand around. Now we'll switch sides. Right arm goes back as we shift the upper body. And come back up to the front as we come over the knees. So we'll go back and forth, adding this twist. And we'll do one more on each side. Good. Back to center. We'll drop the hands down to our tabletop and walk them another step further out in front of the shoulders. Tuck the toes under, and we'll send the hips up and back behind. Down dog. Wiggle it out however you like. Now we'll pick up the left leg and send the left toes up and back behind. We'll circle the ankle out in one direction and the other. Now bringing the left toes up between the hands. We'll take a full breath in and an even larger breath back out as we drop the right knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, sitting us up and reaching the arms to the sky, moving to our low lunge here. So we're sending the hips forward as we're lifting up through the upper body. Now with our exhale, we'll press down with the left leg, extending it towards straight as we swan dive the chest forward. Sweep the arms up and around and fold the chest closer towards our leg. We'll move back and forth here between our low lunge and our half splits, moving back and forth with the breath. With our in-breath, reach the arms up, hips will move forward. And with our exhale, hips will press back behind as we add that bow in. Moving back through our low lunge, we'll plant our right hand down beside that left foot. Reach the left arm up towards the sky, gentle twist. Exhale, sweep the left around. We'll frame out the left toes. Tuck the right toes under, pick up the leg. We'll send that left up and back behind, three-legged dog. Back to our down dog. Paddle out some more. And we'll do the other side. Pick up the right. Reach with the toes up and back. We'll circle the ankle out in one direction and around in the other. Now swinging that foot up to the top of our mat, setting it down. Full breath in. And an even larger breath back out as we set the left knee down, untuck the toes. In breath, we'll sweep the chest up and forward as we reach the arms to the ceiling. Hips will go forward towards the top of our mat, low lunge. Now with our next exhale, we'll move to that half splits, pressing through the right foot, extending the leg towards straight as we swan dive the chest forward. Inhale to rise up again, low lunge. And exhale, half splits, moving back and forth. And we'll find that low lunge again as we lower the left hand down beside the right foot. Circle the right arm up to the ceiling, gentle twist. Exhale to circle the right around. Tuck the left toes under. We'll pick up the left leg. Send the right up and back, three-legged dog. To our down dog. Pedaling out the legs. Now we're going to step, hop, or float up to our hands. Extending the legs towards straight as we find a halfway lift. Reaching forward with the top of the head. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan diving the arms. Taking down to the floor, leading up with the chest as we reach the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, hinging forward. Softening to our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And we'll pause here and find a little more wiggling out, whether it's pedaling the legs or grabbing the opposite arms and finding a sway to the upper body, or any variation in between. Now coming back to our neutral forward fold. We'll nod the head yes and shake the head no, allowing the upper body to be heavy and the arms to droop down from the shoulders. We'll ragdoll towards standing again, rolling nice and slow up the spine. Allowing the head, the neck, the shoulders to be the last to lift. And we'll roll the shoulders up and back a few times when we get to the top of our spine. Shaking out the whole body a little more. And we'll make our way to our Tadasana, to our mountain pose. Bringing the ankles underneath of the hips, we'll pick up the toes, spread them out wide, and set them back down. Lift the shoulders to the ears, work them back and down the spine. And we'll take a little bit of time to bring our attention back to our breath and bring our attention into our feet. Press down with the toes. Start to notice the micro movements, the little adjustments that the feet make to hold us here, to hold us stable. Grip down into the earth with the toes. Have the feet be active. I'll add in some balance practice. With our in-breath, we'll reach the arms up to the ceiling as we shift our weight into our right leg and pick up our left. Reach tall with the left knee. So we're feeling it through the hip flexors here. And we'll press the heel back behind as we soften the upper body parallel to the floor. Engaging through our right leg. Notice how the foot adjusts to balance here in our warrior three. Now we'll drop our left toes down to the floor. Inhale, shift the upper body as we reach tall to the ceiling in our crescent lunge. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. And we're going to lunge down with our left knee. Now we don't have to touch the floor. We can just add a little bit more of a bend and lift us back up. We'll do 2 more, softening the left knee and lifting back up. 1 more. And lifting back up. Sweep the arms back behind, look out in front of the right toes, shift the upper body forward, and we'll pop us back up into our warrior 3. Good, we'll do that again. Drop the left toes down, sweep the arms up to the ceiling, crescent lunge. Bring hands to heart center. And we'll do 3 lunges, lowering and lifting. And back to our warrior 3. Good. Lifting up from the chest, set the left leg down and wiggle out. Back to that mountain pose, that Tadasana again. Lifting the shoulders up to the ears, work them back and down the spine, press into the toes. Take a moment to reconnect with the breath. Grip down through the feet. And with our next in-breath, we'll sweep the arms to the ceiling. As we shift our weight into our left foot, pick up the right and really reach tall with that right knee. Now we'll send the heel back behind us as we sweep the arms out to our sides or airplane them behind. Warrior 3. You're still gripping down with the left toes to hold us strong, stable, and balanced. And we'll drop the right toes down to the floor. Sweep the arms up to the ceiling, crescent lunge. Exhale, soften the right knee down towards the floor and lift back up. 2 more, softening down. And back up. And back up. We'll sweep the arms out and back behind us, shifting the upper body forward as we pop us up onto the left. Back to our warrior 3. Press back through the right heel. And 1 more time. Drop the right toes down. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. 3 lunges. Lower the right knee and back up. And back up, warrior 3. And set the right foot down as we lift the upper body up. Back to our standing pose. And wiggle out. Now we'll make our way back to the middle of our mat. Lowering the knees down. We'll scoot them out to the outer edges of the floor. Outer edges of our mat. Bring big toes in together. So we're taking a wide-legged child's pose to finish out practice today. lowering the chest towards the floor or towards the legs. And we'll re-find our breath. Slowing the breath down and taking a moment to let all of that goodness, all of that time spent for yourself, that time spent on yourself, with yourself, moving your body to soak in. Now you can take as much time here in your child's pose as feels right, as feels good to you. But I want to thank you for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love, go in light, go in peace, and go in joy.